of Arizona has a long history of honoring the Native American heritage of our state, and we are fortunate to have this great university built on the ancestral lands of the Tohono O'odham and the Yaqui. It is an honor to introduce a member of the Pascua Yaqui tribe of Arizona, Assistant Dean and Associate Professor, Dr. Carlos Gonzalez, who will give the blessing of the 7 sacred directions taken from the Sweat Lodge ceremony and recite the land acknowledgement. Carlos, please begin.
All right. First of all, President Garimella, I want to welcome you to what the O'odham call Arizona, which means the land of small springs, and also to Tucson, which means village at the base of the Black Mountain, which is our great Centennial Hill, A Mountain. We also welcome you to El Presidio de San Agustin de Tucson, established in 1776 by Hugo O'Connor, a colonel, Irish colonel in the Spanish Army. The farthest north presidio in New Spain. I also welcome you to Tucson, as it's known now, with the soft wars, okay, that's been part of this nation through the Gaston Purchase. Now, in the traditional way, I want to introduce myself. When we do ceremony, it's important that we always introduce ourselves so that people know who we are. Okay? I am Carlos Gonzalez, a family doctor. First and foremost, that's what I see myself as. A family doctor, who's also an associate professor in the Department of Family and Community Medicine here at the College of Medicine, Tucson. I'm also the Associate Dean for Indigenous Affairs at the University of Arizona College of Health Sciences and the Global MD program. I also want you to know that I'm a native of Tucson, and for my colleagues up there, I also have a PhD. In '73, I got my Pueblo High School diploma. I was the first in my family, my dad's family, to graduate from high school. I'm also a 6th generation Tucsonan. On both sides of the family, my ancestors were refugees from Mexico, escaping the war, the Civil War in 1910. Also, my father is Yoeme, Yaqui. The Yaqui have been traveling in these valleys of southern Arizona for thousands of years. His family are refugees from the Yaqui genocide wars of the 1800s. And he settled my ancestors settled here in Tucson in 1880. My mother's family are pioneers. They came from Mexico and settled here in the valley in 1840. Her own background is she comes from families of people of the mountains of Sonora. Therefore, she has Otota, she has Eneve, she has Mayo, and Pima. So she also has indigenous background. Now you must notice that we came in 1840. So we never immigrated to the United States. Instead, the United States absorbed us. So we are native to this town. Now, I want to welcome your family and you to this desert town that we love so much. I want to also state the University of Arizona Land Acknowledgement Statement. We respectfully acknowledge the University of Arizona is on the land and territories of indigenous peoples. Today, Arizona is home to 22 federally recognized tribes, with Tucson being the home of the Odam and the Yoeme, also known as Yaqui. The university strives to build sustainable relationships with sovereign Native nations and indigenous communities through education, offerings, partnerships, and community service. Now, I'd like to offer a blessing to you, to welcome you here. To do so, I will come to the spirits in a humble way, taking off adornment and loosening my hair, for that is the proper way to ask the spirits to intercede. I ask the energy of the East to come into this circle, to provide guidance and vision. In these troubled times, President Garimella, you will need good vision. You will need good guidance. We ask energy of the East to come in to provide that for you as we walk through these troubled times. You will need this energy as you go through your new path, your new journey here at the University of Arizona. We ask the energy of the South to come into this circle, the energy of the family. We must always remember to honor our families. President Garimella, we honor your family as they come into this desert town and endure the heat. We ask that we remember your family. We must also remember that life is short. Life is precious. As I found out the hard way, when last year I lost my son of 35, who left us with a small family. So we must value our family members and treat them well and love them. Our family also asks us to remember to be humble. We ask that as you traverse this path, you do so in a humble way with humility. For through humility, you will gain the trust of the people, the community, and the students. So we ask that you do so in a humble way. We ask the energy of the West to come into this circle. It is through the Western door that our people leave this world. And they go from the Western door up into the stars, upon their death. We must remember our ancestors, for they have given us the sacred words, the sacred ceremonies, the sacred thoughts. For without them, we would not be here. So we must honor our ancestors. And our ancestors ask us in turn to look within ourselves, to see how we can be a better person, a better human being on a daily basis. So we ask that you remember, President Garimella, these words. We welcome your ancestors who come into this valley and now part of our ancestors. And we ask you to remember to look within yourself, see how you find daily improvement. We ask the energy of the north to come into the circle. From the north, we will get challenges. There will be barriers. However, the north will also provide us with the strength, the mental strength, the emotional strength, the spiritual strength, the physical strength to overcome those challenges and barriers. So on this day, I ask that the energy of the north come in and bless you, President Garimella, so you have the strength to meet whatever challenges and barriers you may face. We ask the energy of Father Sky to come into the circle, the masculine energy. You will need this energy, for the masculine energy is to be respectful of others, to be responsible for our actions, and to protect those that need protection. So we ask that energy to come in and bless you, President Garimella. We also ask the energy of Mother Earth to come into the circle, the feminine energy, where you learn to nurture others, where you learn to care for other people, and to help those that need help. Now we must remember that each of us is male and female, and we need both energies to exist and to live in a healthy way. So we ask that the masculine and the feminine energy come within you so you can live and exist in a harmonious way, in a balanced way, so you can make well thought out decisions using both energies, masculine and feminine. Now, remember that we are part of this creation. We are not above it, we're not below it. We are part of it. We must acknowledge all of our relations, be they the soil, the rocks, the trees, the grass. They are our relatives. We must remember those that crawl in the soil, those that slither in the soil, those that fly above us, those that swim in the waters, those that run on four legs, and of course ourselves, the two-leggeds. Let us work together to be part of this creation, to honor this creation, to be one with this creation. For without it, we would not exist. So we ask that we each and every one of us honor creation, be one with creation. As an example, this morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, my brothers the coyotes started singing, asking me to remember to say a good word. Okay? So, listen to our relations at all times. Lastly, I ask the Creator, Iton Ta'ache, to bless you. To bless each and every one of you who came and took your time to be here. Even to bless our students out there. We ask the Creator to bless each and every one of you. And President Garimella, so that the Creator blesses you in a special way. So that you lead us in a good way. So you lead us in a good path. We wish the best for you. Thank you for asking me to be here. Ewi, spoke. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez, for a beautiful and inspiring opening to our ceremony. And now we begin the ceremonial procession for the investiture, joined by representatives from our own campus, as well as delegates from across the nation. The color guard and fire first lead us all to Centennial Hall.
Over to Centennial Hall from Old Main. You may have seen their academic regalia,
Yes.
which is one of my personal favorite academic traditions.
So good, yeah.
Katie, do you want to tell us a little bit about regalia?
Absolutely, yeah. So as I'm soon to graduate myself, I am particularly excited to get to wear regalia for my bachelor's degree, which is the traditional cap and gown along with stoles and cords, which we'll actually get to wear today as we perform for you guys with the alma mater. Very excited. The code is pretty complex, and it originally came from the 16th century Europe, fun fact, where gowns and hoods were worn by scholars to keep warm while studying inside chilly stone buildings without any sort of central heating. Countries around the world obviously have adopted their versions of academic regalia, and here in the United States, we have our own uniform code. The higher the degree, the longer and more elaborate are the sleeves and the hoods. As you probably saw, the president donning, it was very fun. Finally, the academic regalia carries its own deep symbolism. The University of Arizona's ceremonial gown, worn by the president, is red with a navy yoke, embroidered with the university's seal, and adorned with 4 chevrons on each sleeve, representing the honor and responsibility of leadership. The president's medallion, if we could pull up a photo of that, please, cast in gold with a university seal, embodies the honor and responsibility that come with leading this institution. How fancy is that? Prominently displayed to my right is another important symbol, soon to be my right. Sorry, if we can pull up the mace as well, please. Not yet.
Not me.
The ceremonial mace, used since ancient times to signify the importance of the ceremony and the authority and rank bestowed upon a university president. Very fancy. The University of Arizona's ceremonial mace was crafted by Professor Emeritus of Metalworking, Michael Croft, adorned with a large silver crown at the top, surrounding the university seal, and a smaller silver crown at the base, with the wildcat emblem, a locally sourced mesquite staff between. The chair of the faculty, Dr. Layla Hudson, bears the mace at high ceremonial occasions like this one today, and places it in its cradle, right behind me, to mark the official beginning of the ceremony.
So all of the regalia are different colors, which you may have noticed from our video footage. Every university produces their regalia to represent their own university colors, but what is consistent across the regalia is the color of the academic discipline. So my regalia is red and blue because I graduated with my PhD from the University of Arizona. My hood is teal because that represents education. So as we see, well, we can't really see them too well. There we go, there are our colleagues on cue. As we see their different colors, we can have a sense of what the colors represent.
I see Wilbur and Wilma just passed us as well. The university's favorite couple.
And some other dignitaries.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we have several special guests today.
Yes, in the presidential party, we have, as I mentioned earlier, Cecilia Mata, who's the chair of the Arizona Board of Regents. We have, of course, the newly president. If you want to take over, we can swap back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, president.
Oh, yes, perfect. Yes. We also have Senior Vice President, Chief Operating Chair, and Chief Financial Officer, John Arnold.
No, president.
We do have our governor, the Honorable Katie Hobbs, joining us
Yes,
today.
we do.
We also have the mayor of Tucson, Regina Romero. Again, just a way to support our president as he is installed.
Fantastic. We also have the Honorable Joe Winfield, mayor of Oro Valley. We have the Honorable Tom Murphy, the mayor of the town of Saharita.
Now that I'm on the right page, we also have Adelita Garimella, Vice Chair of Pima County Board of Supervisors.
Yes, we also have Wolfgang Meider, Emeritus President of German and Folklore at the University of Vermont, coming to support our new president.
Executive Director of the Aspen Institute Colombia is Pablo Navas de Santa Maria.
President of the University of Texas at El Paso, Heather Wilson.
And finally, the individual who just gave us a wonderful blessing that we all saw today, Carlos Gonzalez, Pasco Yaqui Tribe of Arizona, Assistant Dean of Curricular Affairs and Associate Professor of Family and Community Medicine.
So I believe that our party is making their way over. You could see in the video footage that President Garimella was standing on the steps of Old Main, surrounded by all the academic deans, which is really just such a beautiful picture. I could not get my phone out in time to take a picture to share with them, but I love seeing the president surrounded by our academic colleagues and all of the faculty and students who were invited to process and share in the ceremony today.
Very exciting, yeah. I mean, talk about a wonderful national anthem played by our very own students with the Pride of Arizona Marching Band. And I also saw our color guard leading the procession as well with a really wonderful display. And our cheer team. How exciting.
Yeah, it really just emphasizes the community that we were talking about
Yes,
earlier, and how strongly rooted we are in our traditions. It's really remarkable.
This is so exciting.
I've been thinking about this history a lot, preparing for this event, and how this regalia and the mace and all of these symbols are so deeply rooted in the history of world history, but the history of higher education, and how that should not keep us stuck, right? It should help move us forward, right? We're building on our history with the support of this really wonderful legacy that we have here at the university, but really all over the world. And I feel like that foundation is really what supports us all in higher education to innovate and move forward.
I agree, and I also think it's one of the founding principles that President Garimella is going to be incorporating in his time here. As I was reading through this lovely biography of him, one of the great things that you just mentioned with keeping ourselves in tradition but using it as momentum to move forward is that, I'll quote this in here, throughout his career, President Garimella has emphasized the importance of access and affordability for students, and he has worked to promote excellence in the student learning experience. I mean, just such a wonderful thing that I certainly have felt in my time at the University of Arizona, and I'm particularly excited to see him continue to innovate and adapt to throughout his time.
President Garimella is very dedicated to students. He spent his entire career not just as an administrator and a researcher, but as a professor. So he continues to teach and be in the classroom, and I know that he takes that into his leadership and into his decision making every day.
Perfect. I can almost hear them
I know,
going
we
through
can
the
hear
door.
them.
They're coming. They're coming. So fun.
Hear their footsteps.
The beating of the drums.
I'm sure they will be happy to get inside because it's
Probably
pretty toasty out there, especially
very
with
toasty today.
velvet hoods and regalia.
That's what I wear on a summer day in Tucson.
Sure.
How about y'all?
Oh, of course.
You will in May.
Yes, yeah.
We
Yes,
all will in
we will.
May.
Yes, we will.
Almost here.
Looks like
Just
they're
right outside
approaching
Centennial.
the doors. Well, we hope you have enjoyed learning a little bit more about the elements of this traditional ceremony. We were so pleased to be with you today.
Yes,
Our
thank you all so
Centennial
much.
Hall portion of the installation, Dr. Dorothy Garimella is about to begin. Please stand as able for the formal procession, accompanied on the piano by Doctor of Musical Arts candidate Jia Lang Lee, playing Verdi's triumphal march from the opera Aida.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Following ceremony and tradition, our dignitaries are led into the auditorium by a cadre of marshals. Please welcome our student delegates from the Associated Students of the University of Arizona, followed by delegates from institutions of higher education. The student and delegate marshals this evening are Dr. Joellen Russell, the Thomas R. Brown Distinguished Chair of Integrative Science and Distinguished Professor in Geosciences, Planetary Science, Hydrology, and Atmospheric Science, and Dr. Meg Loda Brown, Associate Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, Director for the UA Graduate Center, and Distinguished Professor in English. A hearty welcome to all of our University of Arizona faculty here to celebrate with us today. Our faculty marshals are Dr. Ana Cornide, Director of the Critical Service Learning and Community Outreach Program in the College of Humanities, Department of Spanish and Portuguese, and Dr. Bill Newman, Professor of Practice in the top-ranked Management Information Systems Program at the Eller College of Management and an Honors Professor. Led by Marshals Dr. Amy Fatzinger, Associate Professor of American Indian Studies in the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, and Dr. Brian Carter, Director of the Center for Digital Humanities and Professor of Africana Studies in the College of Humanities. And the Mace Bearer, Chair of the Faculty, Dr. Layla Hudson. Also from the university, we have Melanie Madden, Chair of the Arizona Staff Council, Dr. Carlos Gonzalez, who gave the blessing, Assistant Dean of Curricular Affairs and Associate Professor of Family and Community Medicine at the College of Medicine, Tucson. The deans of the university here to support our new president, Nicole Ray, Acting Dean of the College of Applied Science and Technology, Nancy Pollock Elwan, Dean of the College of Architecture, Planning, and Landscape Architecture, Rick Schnellman, Dean of the R. Ken Coit College of Pharmacy, Regina Dialamen, Interim Dean of the College of Education, Karthik Kannan, Dean of the Eller College of Management, David Hahn, Dean of the College of Engineering, College of Fine Arts Dean Andrew Scholes, John Pollard, Dean of the W.A. Franke Honors College, Dean Kirsten Linnocent of the Graduate College, Kevin Loemery, Interim Dean of the College of Health Sciences, College of Humanities, Dean Alain-Philippe Durand. From the College of Information Science, Interim Dean Catherine Brooks. Jenny Lee, Dean of Arizona International. Sean Sutton, Dean of the University of Arizona Libraries. Frederick Wandesford, Dean of the College of Medicine, Phoenix. And Dean Michael Abacassis from the College of Medicine, Tucson. From the James E. Rogers College of Law, Jason Krieg. College of Science Dean Carmela Garthione. Lori Poloni Stoudinger, Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Dean Julie Funk from the College of Veterinary Medicine. Dean Thomas Koch from the Wyant College of Optical Sciences. Dean Iman Hakim from the Zuckerman College of Public Health. Christina Wong Davis, Dean of Admissions. Chrissy Lieberman, Interim Dean of Students. And Gary Packard, Interim Senior Vice Provost for Online Initiatives. Representing the Arizona Board of Regents, please welcome Regents Liz Archuleta, Greg Brewster, Fred Duval, Doug Goodyear, Larry E. Penley, Executive Director Chad Sampson, and presenting the formal investiture of the President, the Chair of the Board of Regents, Cecilia Mata. We are excited to welcome elected officials onto the platform today. President of the Navajo Nation, Dr. Bu Nygren, Oro Valley Mayor Joe Winfield, Swarita Mayor Tom Murphy, and our own Tucson Mayor, the Honorable Regina Romero. Finally, we would like to extend a special thank you to the President's guests and speakers today. U of A alumnus from the class of 1969, co-founder of HSL Properties and philanthropist, Humberto Lopez. Professor Emeritus from the University of Vermont, Wolfgang Nieder. Executive Director of the Aspen Institute, Columbia, Pablo Navas. President of the University of Texas at El Paso, Heather Wilson. And the Governor of the great state of Arizona, the Honorable Katie Hobbs. The Master of Ceremonies this afternoon is our Interim Senior Vice Provost for Academic Affairs and Provost, Ron Marks. Honored guests, please help me welcome the 23rd President of the University of Arizona, Suresh V. Garimella.
Please be seated. Thank you for joining us here today to take part in the tradition of installing the University of Arizona's 23rd President, Dr. Suresh V. Garimella. At the U of A, we take pride in honoring tradition while we strive to push further the pursuit of excellence. And today's ceremony reflects our connection to past, to present, and to future. We are honored to have the Governor of Arizona, members of the Arizona Board of Regents, the mayors of Tucson, Oro Valley, and San Rita, our deans, and members of our campus organizations who are part of this distinguished platform party. In addition, we offer the warmest of welcomes to tribal leaders, members of the Arizona State Legislature, community leaders, presidents emeriti, alumni, delegates, and presidents from educational systems throughout Arizona and the nation. And of course, our faculty, students, and staff. Thank you all for taking time to celebrate with us as the University of Arizona moves forward under the leadership of a new president. In front of Old Main, I call the University of Arizona a great university. I believe that. I've been a member of the faculty in higher education for 50 years, and I chose to teach and lead here more than 20 years ago. During that time, I've had the privilege of working closely with many leaders, and I have come to believe that great research universities must be led by great scholars, engaged in the three most central facets of our work: teaching the students we have today, developing curriculum for the future, and research in service of all. Of course, the job of a president is much more than this, but these are the core of what this university is here to do. Working together, we expand human potential, explore new horizons, and enrich life for all. It's an extraordinary challenge, and I'm thrilled to see that we have chosen for our leader exactly this, a great scholar focused on students, research, and community. Today we will hear from university and state leaders, some of whom are long-standing colleagues of President Garimella. And we will come to know him through his own words. At the end of this program, I expect we will all begin to see the strength of conviction, the dedication, and the immense capacity of our new president to secure the future of this great University of Arizona. I am so pleased to introduce our first invited speaker today, the Honorable Katie Hobbs. A native Arizonan, Governor Hobbs has over a decade of public service to the state of Arizona. Governor Hobbs sees her role as governor as an extension of her social work and has already moved the needle forward on some of our state's biggest challenges, including housing affordability, water security, and public education. By bringing people together, Governor Hobbs is paving the way for an Arizona for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Arizona's 24th Governor, Katie Hobbs.
Good afternoon. President Dr. Garimella, Mayor Romero, Mayor Murphy, Mayor Winfield, members of university leadership, members of the Board of Regents, faculty, staff, students, and other distinguished guests. It is an honor to be here today celebrating this exciting moment for the University of Arizona. When we began the process of selecting a new president to lead the university, we knew we needed a leader who understood the important role the University of Arizona plays in Southern Arizona, throughout the state, and across the globe. We also knew we needed someone who wasn't afraid of a challenge, who would be able to step in and bring stability to the university and build bridges with faculty, staff, and students. It was clear to me and the entire Board of Regents that Dr. Garimella was that leader. Since meeting Dr. Garimella last year, I have had the pleasure of getting to know him. Every conversation we've had has affirmed that bringing Dr. Garimella to U of A was the right decision. As Arizona's land-grant university, U of A was established with the purpose of removing barriers to higher education and offering a path forward for everyone in Arizona. The university has demonstrated a commitment to serving Arizona's diverse population and has earned recognition as a Hispanic serving institution and an American Indian and Alaska Native serving institution. The land grant mission means a lot to the university, as it does to Dr. Garimella. His passion and enthusiasm to be of service to the state are evident. Dr. Garimella has demonstrated that same commitment to affordability and accessibility during his time at the University of Vermont, freezing tuition for 6 years and raising philanthropic donations. This led to an increase in applications and the best prepared class in the university's history. It is clear that he understands that for the state to succeed, we must make it easier for our residents to access and afford higher education. And I know this will continue to be a cornerstone of his tenure here. Arizona has been making headlines for historic investments from industry leaders that are fueling our vibrant economy. In fact, I just got back from Taiwan, where I met with executives from major advanced technology companies, including TSMC, and discussed how the state can continue to attract new business. The one thing that came up in every conversation was the importance of higher education in the state. Undoubtedly, the work being done at the University of Arizona is giving us a competitive advantage, both at home Each year, U of A has an economic impact of over $8 billion, with world-class research facilities, national recognition as a member of the Association of American Universities, ranking 31st in patents worldwide, and more than $1 billion of expenditures in research achieved. The University of Arizona has been a catalyst for our state's success. That is why it was so important that a leader was selected who not only is renowned for his research in mechanical engineering, but is also committed to mentoring faculty and students to achieve their own research milestones. Dr. Garimella's leadership will continue to strengthen the university's position as a leader in space exploration, optics, health sciences, agriculture, and other areas. I know that his leadership will catapult the University of Arizona's research capabilities and help us solve some of the state's biggest challenges in Arizona and around the world. I want to congratulate you, Dr. Garimella, on your official installation as the University of Arizona president. Know that the state is here as your partner, and we want to work together in any way possible to advance higher education and the university's core values of integrity, compassion, exploration, adaptation, inclusion, and determination. And of course, best of luck to the men's basketball team as they compete against Tucson.
Thank you, Governor Hobbs, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today and for your poignant remarks. We now have the pleasure of hearing from a few of President Garimella's close colleagues. We will begin with Distinguished Professor Emeritus from the University of Vermont, Dr. Wolfgang Nieder. Dr. Nieder, please join me at the podium.
Teach an old professor new tricks, so I will use a manuscript and not the teleprompter. It is such an honor to have traveled from Vermont all the way to Arizona to be part of this amazing installation celebration of your new president, Suresh Garimella, who most certainly will be exactly the type of academic leader that your distinguished University of Arizona deserves. I bring you greetings from the entire University of Vermont community, where the departure of Suresh and his wife Lakshmi has left a void that we are struggling to deal with. I treasure the image of him as a remarkably person at the helm of the university at which he proved to be superb navigator during the challenging times. He immediately took charge with incredible energy and commitment and contagious spirit as our 27th president of the University of Vermont. The proverb, "A rising tide lifts all the boats," comes to mind when considering the heavy and engaged lifting he did for all the colleges and schools of our university. Right from the beginning of his presidential tenure and up to the very end, Suresh set high goals and strove to achieve them. For example, as he set foot on our campus, he announced that it is high time that UVM become an R1 research institution. Together with the dedicated team of administrators, research scholars, and the Board of Trustees, he built the case based on an incredible increase in outside research funding and proof of the excellence of our various schools, departments, and programs. And yes, in addition to his interest in engineering and natural sciences, Suresh is dedicated and committed to our library, the arts, and the humanities. In fact, so much so that under his visionary leadership, we now have a School of Fine Arts, and close to my heart, the School of World Languages and Cultures. Of course, Suresh will also be remembered hero who dealt with the pandemic for a large part of his presidency. It was utterly amazing how he and his team, he is a superb builder of empowered working groups, transformed our university to an online teaching situation with most classes meeting in person, protected by masks and glass screens, as you surely remember as well. But even during these difficult times, Suresh managed to have no tuition increases for 5 years, as you just heard. He reached out to the state government and was able to get an increase in its rather meager financial support of the university. In fact, the relationship between the university and the state of Vermont was never better under the guidance of Suresh. What might his secret be, you ask? I would say that he is a bridge builder, committed to the idea of the first land-grant research university in the country. Suresh took this designation to heart, just as he will for your land-grant university, and built a prospering relationship with the university and the state. Never boastful or verbose, he took the Vermont proverb, talk less and say more, to heart as he weighed his words, kept from talking excessively, and presented well-researched facts and not unsubstantiated fiction. In short, he made sure that UVM is indeed a responsible, valuable, and supportive partner in all aspects of the Vermont economy and our environmentally conscious lifestyle. With more time, I could also mention in more detail the new buildings that were constructed, the many Fulbright scholarships, the philanthropic work of the UVM Foundation, the incredible funded research and scholarship of the faculty, the successes of our scholar athletes, and the serious commitment to academic excellence of our students. I hope that Suresh will continue teaching his demanding undergraduate seminar of civil discourse and of free speech and democracy as its foundation. He is an accomplished world-class scholar, an engineer, an administrator, a communicator, an innovator, and a facilitator. But in addition to all of these, he is a committed teacher, having established a core undergraduate curriculum based on an educational philosophy called Our Common Ground that fosters respect, integrity, innovation, openness, justice, and responsibility. Always an innovator and searcher for new challenges, as well as ingenious problem solver, Suresh will make the University of Arizona the pride and joy of your state, the nation, and far beyond. He is an untiring worker. He drives a hard but fair bargain. He expects a lot, but behind the rigor and vigor, he has a heart that is filled with empathy and care. Let me close with the proverbial expression, we are all in the same boat now. That phrase, in my opinion, is an appropriate metaphor for the well-functioning of a major university where differences and conflicts will arise, of course, but where such issues can be solved in a civil manner if all members of the university keep in mind that they are in fact in the same boat, pursuing the great goal of providing students the best possible education. We in Vermont miss you, dear Suresh and dear Lakshmi, but we wish you well as you guide the University of Arizona to new and exciting shores. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Meter. Now please welcome former Rector, Superior Council Member, and Board Member of the Universidad de los Andes, the Executive Director of the Aspen Institute Colombia, Pablo Navas.
distinguished members of the board, esteemed faculty, staff, and students of the University of Arizona, and obviously members of Suresh family. It is truly an unexpected honor for a former president of a small private university in Bogota, Colombia, an institution and a place that might be unknown to many, to stand before you today at the installation of the 23rd President of the University of Arizona. This occasion is so exceptional and unforeseen that I feel deeply privileged, grateful, and to be candid, a bit overwhelmed. However, I am profoundly pleased to extend my congratulations not only to Suresh, but more importantly, to the University of Arizona for selecting such an extraordinary leader to guide this institution through the challenging, uncertain, and transformative times ahead. And it is to you, dear students, who will benefit most from Suresh's leadership. Others have likely spoken of Suresh's remarkable accomplishment, his visionary leadership, and his reputation as a distinguished scholar. But what sets him apart even further are his rare and exceptional qualities as a human being, qualities that I have been privileged to witness firsthand. Before I share why I admire Suresh and why I don't call him Dr. Garimella, let me kindly recount how we met and became close friends. 11 years ago, as Vice President of Research and Partnerships at Purdue University, he led a team to Colombia, driven by his strong belief in applying science and technology to foster development at a global scale. He sought to share Purdue's wealth of knowledge and research excellence with Colombia. At that time, I was at the University of Los Andes, and I had the privilege of working closely with him, forging both a professional and a personal bond. Suresh traveled to Colombia not for recognition or personal gain, but simply and admirably to serve. He had a vision, leveraging Purdue's prestigious agricultural and engineering expertise to help Colombia unlock its top potential. Nearly 1/3 of Colombia, an area a bit over the size of Arizona, still remains largely unproductive. Suresh and his team saw how this land could be transformed into a thriving agricultural hub, feeding the world while improving environmental and social sustainability. Among the many moments I cherish with Suresh, one stands out vividly. During one of his visits to Bogota, he joined my family and friends to watch the Colombia play Uruguay in the 2014 World Cup. It was a crucial match, a high-stakes moment filled with passion and emotion. To our delight, Suresh arrived wearing the Colombian team's jersey and cheered louder and rowdier than any of us, especially when Colombia scored the winning goal. From that day forward, he became a hero in my household. Clearly not for his esteemed academic credential or leadership, but for his genuine enthusiasm and ability to connect with people on a deeply personal level. I suspect many others who have had the privilege of knowing Suresh share similar stories of inspiration and admiration. At that time, Gabriel Garcia Marquez's famous essay, La Soledad de América Latina, The Solitude of Latin America, remained a prevalent and sensitive topic. In his own way, Suresh challenged that notion. He committed to bringing Purdue's technology and expertise to Colombia was a testament to his belief was not alone. That meaningful collaboration could bridge gaps and drive progress. As we look ahead, we face turbulent times. The United States is redefining its role in the world, bringing profound changes for nations like Colombia, where over 80% of our exports, primarily agricultural, are destined for this country. We have long benefited from cooperation and support from many U.S. universities and agencies like USAID. Regardless of the evolving nature of the U.S.-Latin American relations, it is very reassuring to know that leaders like Suresh are in key positions of influence. Leaders who not only understand our region and our complexities, but who also possess a deep moral commitment to building a better, more interconnected world. The world, and certainly Latin America, needs more leaders like Suresh Garimella. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Navas, for bringing your warm and insightful message across continents. Please help us welcome former member of the U.S. Congress representing New Mexico, former Secretary of the U.S. Air Force, and now the 11th President of the University of Texas at El Paso, Dr. Heather Wilson.
It's a pleasure to be here today to celebrate President Garimella's installation. Shortly after I joined the National Science Board during the pandemic, Suresh reached out to me and suggested that we co-author an editorial about reaching the missing millions in science and engineering. The students in America who don't think that college is for them. Many of them are low-income students, first-generation college students, sometimes first-generation Americans. Students who may not realize the opportunities that will open for them with a good college education. Now, at the time, I think we were the only two university presidents on the science board. And as the gal from El Paso, Texas, I didn't expect the guy from the University of Vermont to really care about this issue. But he did. Suresh could see the wider context and the importance for the future of the country. Suresh was raised in a middle-class family in India and was also a first-generation college student whose life has been changed by hard work and education. So I could not have been more pleased when the University of Arizona Regents enticed Suresh to come to a great public university in the Southwest. Suresh is a leader who understands what an impact universities can have in teaching and research and service. Opening doors of higher education wide is not always an easy task. It takes hard work and commitment over the course of many years. But I know that he holds this task close to his heart. By Western standards, El Paso, Texas, and Tucson, Arizona aren't that far apart. We're practically on adjoining ranches. I look forward to working with you, Suresh, advancing discovery and positively impacting the region we serve. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Now moving from Texas to Tucson, we will hear from Dr. Layla Hudson, Associate Professor of Middle Eastern and North African Studies, Chair of the Faculty, and Mace Bearer for the U of A's official ceremonies.
Welcome to all our distinguished guests today on behalf of the faculty of the University of Arizona. Trust, if we dare to build it, is the most important element of challenging times. In times of anxiety and discomfort, when we all struggle for answers every day, trust can be transformative. So on behalf of the faculty, the entire faculty of the University of Arizona, we trust that our new president will exercise his fiduciary duty towards this great institution and will double down on cleaning it up and representing it more effectively than ever before to our community, our Board of Regents, our Arizona and our federal governments. We trust that he will keep our campus safe for all from violence, including state violence. That he will provide the meaningful support that each and every student needs to realize their educational potential. And we trust that he will not infringe on our students' constitutional freedoms under cover of security needs, fear-mongering, or political pressures. We trust that he will do his best to unfetter our workforce from fear, precarity, bureaucracy, and corruption. We trust that he will stand up for the academic freedom of our faculty, a tradition that has made American universities the envy and the magnet of the world. We trust that he will help us to engage in critical thought and never stifle heterodox or contrarian voices or works that are all in the pursuit of truths. We trust that he will not succumb to political pressures to enshrine political ideologies as protected categories, nor to misrepresent and conflate the protected categories of our community's rich and varied identities with crude or weaponized stereotypes. In short, on behalf of the faculty, I entrust our new president with our traditions, with our values, and most especially with our freedoms. And rest assured, he can trust in return that we will work tirelessly to help him, and we will let him know if he ever is not living up to our trust. Thank you very much, and good luck to our new president.
Thank you, Dr. Hudson, for your thoughtful remarks and your leadership as chair of the faculty. Now it's my pleasure to introduce a tireless advocate for higher education, Chair of the Arizona Board of Regents, Cecilia Mata, who will move into the formal investiture after her remarks.
Before I start, I want to welcome Dr. Suresh's family. Dad is here, sister, brother, and their spouses, son, and of course Lashmi. Welcome to Tucson. Distinguished guests, members of the University of Arizona community, and President Garimella. Today, we celebrate you and your vision for this great university. President Garimella's leadership and guiding principles are uniquely suited for this critical moment in higher education and the University of Arizona. His arrival brings with it a sense of excitement, possibility, and transformation. With an infectious energy that has already electrified our campus, President Garimella truly sees and values everyone, students, faculty, staff, community leaders, officials, and I have seen it all. I have seen it firsthand. Spend time with him, and you will quickly recognize his vast and deep knowledge. But what truly set him apart is how he channels that knowledge, connecting with people, driving innovation, and inspiring bold ideas. He's already building bridges that transcend traditional boundaries and forging powerful partnerships that will position the University of Arizona for a dynamic future. At a time when higher education faces complex challenges, President Garimella is prepared to not just navigate the uncertainty, but reimagine what's possible. His ability to see beyond the present and envision a bold future makes him the right leader at the right place at exactly the right time. As the Arizona Board of Regents, our responsibility is to govern a critical public education system that shapes Arizona's future. President Garimella understands this broader mission. He's cultivating a platform for transformative learning, pioneering research, and deep community impact. As we mark this significant occasion, I am reminded of the 6 core values that actively present since his arrival. President Garimella is a person of integrity. He is straightforward and authentic. His honesty and transparency are hallmarks of his leadership style. President Garimella is guided by compassion. He genuinely cares, listens, and leads with humanity, knowing that behind every role is a story that matters. President Garimella has a passion for exploration. He is an innovator, unafraid to challenge conventional thinking and push boundaries that will differentiate the University of Arizona from its peers. President Garimella embodies the spirit of adaptation. He thrives in challenging landscapes, in demonstrating a remarkable ability to lead with agility in an ever-evolving world. President Garimella is a champion of inclusion. He creates space for different voices and ensures all under his leadership feel valued and empowered. President Garimella demonstrates unwavering determination. He's a strong leader, relentless in pursuit of progress. He operates with unshakable resolve, finding a path forward no matter the challenge. In President Garimella, we found the right leader for our university today and for its future. This moment, this university, and this leadership will break down all barriers and show us that the University of Arizona can be so much more than ever imagined. Welcome home, President Garimella. President Garimella, please rise. As chair of the Arizona Board of Regents, I have the privilege and the duty to invest you with the office of President of the University of Arizona. I therefore charge you with the judicious and faithful exercise that powers of your office, which must be directed at all times toward the realization of the sacred mission of your university. Your charge is to serve the long-term interests of the people of Arizona by guiding everyone associated with this university in the diligent pursuit of truth through knowledge, discovery, and creativity. You are to do everything possible to realize the vision of the university as a place of possibility, an exceptional learning environment, and a destination for the world's best thinkers. You are to carry out this charge while strictly observing the ideals of selfless integrity, because the position you hold is one of the cornerstones of public service. With this charge, I declare you as the University of Arizona 23rd President. Chair of the faculty, Dr. Nelson, will join me to present you with the symbol of your authority. make this work, but... So now it's my honor, and I give you the 33rd President of the University of Arizona, Suresh Garimella, to all of you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for bestowing upon me this awesome responsibility. I accept with deep gratitude and humility. Thank you, Chair Cecilia Mata, Chair-elect Doug Goodyear, past Chair Fred Duvall, and all the regents. Thank you to the search committee, our shared governance leaders, and all of the faculty, staff, students, and friends of the university for entrusting me with the honor of leading this great institution. Thank you, Governor Hobbs, and all the assembled government leaders. Thank you also to those who have gone before me in this role, including most recently, President Robbins. And to all of you who grace this occasion with your presence, some having traveled from afar, my sincere thanks. Wolfgang Nieder, Pablo Navas, and Heather Wilson, you have my deep appreciation. There are many I would like to recognize who've had foundational roles in my journey to this point. My parents have been a deep source of inspiration, encouragement, and support. My father is here, and I know my mother's watching the live stream. My brother and sister and their spouses are here. My brother and sister and their spouses are here. Of course, my wife and my life partner Lakshmi is here. And our pride and joy, our daughter Shruti and son Sanjay are here. Much of my professional success is due to my students who have taught me more than they could ever learn from me. Several of them are here with us today. And my success is also due to my colleagues and collaborators. I wish today to express my gratitude to all of my teachers, formal and informal. My doctoral advisor from UC Berkeley, Pam Ibeck, is here. My master's advisor from Ohio State, and our long-term family friend, Richard Christensen, is here. And my undergraduate mentor, Dr. Vijay Raghavan, could not travel, but is here in spirit. I'm grateful to have been blessed with inspiring, dedicated teachers throughout my K-12 schooling, right from first grade and then on through college. They've had a formative impact on me, and I owe my success to them. Of all the teachers and influences in my life, I particularly recall fondly my middle school principal, Sri Ram Bhatt. At an impressionable age, in 5th grade, his mentorship and special attention helped build my core values and strength. I recall a small strip of paper that he gave me, 2 inches long, and all it said in blue ink was, "Do it now." The message conveyed to an impressionable boy was eloquent, incisive, and urgent. I had that message taped on my desk for many years, until it eventually disintegrated. But the exhortation has remained indelible, and it has become so much a part of me, consciously and unconsciously, that it inflects almost everything I do. What a difference a single person who cares can make in your life. And that is why I hold mentorship in such high regard, and believe in the importance of taking time to connect with those whose future we're entrusted with. Years ago, my university deployed the Purdue Gallup poll to understand the most effective practices in education. It would not surprise you to hear that among the most formative experiences students identified was that they had at least one professor who made them excited about learning, and that they had a mentor who encouraged them to pursue their goals and dreams. Being personally engaged with a faculty member had a strong impact on on their life outcomes and preparedness. With mentorship comes opportunity. And the National Science Board that I worked on has relentlessly underlined the importance of providing opportunity, and Heather Wilson referred to it as well. You can never hear a speech by my friend and National Science Foundation Director, Dr. Setram Panchanathan, that does not include the phrase, innovation anywhere, opportunities everywhere. The message is simple. There is no dearth of innovation in any part of the country or in any community, however remote or underserved. What can be missing is opportunity. And this is what we as a nation must provide. I've long been inspired by a quote from Thomas Jefferson, one of our founding fathers. He said, "Let us in education dream of an aristocracy of achievement arising out of a democracy of opportunity." This democracy of opportunity is the fundamental responsibility of a great land-grant institution like ours. And by delivering on this responsibility, we will indeed foster an aristocracy of achievement and excellence. Not just a dream, but our inspiration. As I stand here today, I'm also inspired and humbled by the legacy we inherit at this amazing institution. Rooted in the borderlands where desert, mountain, and the heavens converge, and where millennia of human history and culture infuse our daily lives. What has the University of Arizona done with this inheritance? We mapped the moon so that the Eagle could land in 1969. And most recently, we sampled an asteroid for the first time in US history, revealing the presence of a range of amino acids, life's building blocks. We established the scientific study of tree rings that transformed the study of climate. We modeled the ocean, mangroves, rainforests, grassland, and desert in our biosphere too, to advance our study of resilient ecosystems. In healthcare, we owe to colleagues here the first artificial wrist joint, invention of basic surgery, and use of a total artificial heart as a bridge to transplantation. I'm reminded that the beautiful saguaro cactus is considered a keystone species, playing a crucial role in the Sonora Desert ecosystem. Saguaros can live for 200 years, reaching impressive heights and size. They're the tallest plants in the desert scrub environment. They're exceptional, distinctive, unique, and a force for good. As our friends, the Tohono O'odham and the Yaqui, have known for centuries, the saguaro provides food from its fruit, nectar from its flowers for pollinators, shelter for woodpeckers and owls, and shade and protection for all. If the saguaro population declined, the impact on many species that rely on it would be significant. I put to you that as the flagship land grant, the University of Arizona is a keystone institution for our state, even predating statehood by decades. Like the saguaro, we sustain our community. Through education, research, engagement, arts, athletics, and so much more, we help Arizona thrive. Our people are exceptional. Our work that we do is distinctive. Our role is unique, and we will always be a force for good. Like the saguaro, a keystone institution. Governor Hobbs, I commit to you that the University of Arizona will always be the university for Arizona, the greatest and most comprehensive research institution in the Southwest. And I sincerely believe that the success of our state is inextricably linked with the success of the University of Arizona. The economic drivers for Arizona are featured on its seal and are captured in the 5 C's: copper, cattle, cotton, citrus, and climate. Today, I propose to you a set of 5 C's for the University of Arizona. Cactus and canyon, I cheat, that's one word. Curiosity, community, collaboration, and culture. Cactus and canyon. Our strengths are rooted in our home, as we help study, preserve, and build upon the region's unique and diverse ecosystems with our expertise in geology and sustainable mining practices and environmental science and water conservation, protecting and promoting natural wonders like our iconic cacti and the Grand Canyon. Curiosity. Our discovery transcends boundaries from sub-nanometer to light years in space, from attosecond to millennia in time, and from quantum networks to entanglement of people, communities, and histories across cultures, across borders, and across disciplines. Community. We commit to helping ensure the well-being of Arizona. Through the excellence of our research and education, we provide for health and education and engagement to support lives and livelihoods in our communities. Collaboration. Partnerships between our faculty, staff, students, businesses, and local communities help us work together on pressing issues in Arizona. Such collaborations and those with global partners seed startups, attract new companies, and help existing companies prosper, resulting in economic development that creates a stronger, more interconnected state. Culture. We foster cultural exchange and bring the university's human, social, economic, and intellectual capital to support the diverse heritage in these ancient borderlands, learning from and partnering with the Native American and Hispanic traditions, and helping weave together the civic fabric of this great state. So how do we move forward as a keystone institution and a force for good toward that bright future where an aristocracy of achievement arises out of a democracy of opportunity? I propose we couple a sense of urgency with purpose built around three shared strategic imperatives: access and success for every student, research that shapes the future, and engagement with our communities to create opportunity together. By student success, we mean the entire life cycle of their education. We ensure bright students of all stripes and for all walks of life have access to an excellent research-infused University of Arizona education. We support their holistic well-being while they're here. We offer them an excellent education and experiential learning that includes research, internships, and global study experiences. We help them develop critical thinking skills. We ensure they graduate on time and enter productive, fulfilling careers and then stay connected so that the University of Arizona is their partner for life. Our research, scholarship, and creative endeavor transcends disciplines and solves urgent global grand challenges. Our art, science, and scholarship span our region and globe and orbit the sun. We will build on our greatest strengths and double down in areas that include advancing space science and national security, provisioning abundant energy and water through the commercialization of fusion energy, exploiting artificial intelligence and data science to enhance healthcare and biomedicine, and modernizing mining to provide sustainable access to critical minerals. We will do this by attracting the best faculty and staff through government, corporate, and global partnerships, and via strengthened collaborations. Our responsibility as a public flagship and our land-grant mission and engagement call on us to bring our exceptional assets to bear on Arizona's well-being, prosperity, and prospects. For 140 years, we have done so proudly, engaging all of Arizona, from Nogales to the Four Corners, and from the fields of Yuma to the streets of Phoenix and Tucson. Our land-grant mission means ensuring Arizona has the trained workforce it needs, and it means attracting and supporting businesses through research and development and lifelong learning. With contributions from our comprehensive health sciences, the state's only veterinary medical college, national leadership as a Hispanic serving institution, dedicated Native American and tribal engagement initiatives, the distinctiveness of Arizona arts, the excitement and joy of Arizona athletics, and deep engagement with K-12 school districts in STEM, literacy, and teacher education, we don't just serve Arizona, we work in partnership with fellow Arizonans. Together, we use the assets and impact of our research, education, and engagement mission to bring the world to our state and Arizona to the world. The wonderful tradition of an installation celebrates a new era. More than the installation of a new president, it is about marking an important transition and an expression of our collective will and aspiration to reach even greater heights. From me, you will get an unwavering and disciplined focus on our North Star and our strategic imperatives. Together, let us help this wonderful institution claim its place as a true force for good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Please be seated. Great research universities like ours are all about learning, discovery, and engagement. They must be led by leaders who themselves are committed to those three values of learning, discovery, and engagement. And I think you heard just now our new president, our 23rd president, committed to those values and committed to everything that the University of Arizona stands for. President Garimella, thank you very much for your talk, and I look forward to working with you in the coming years. We will conclude the program by joining musical theater BFA seniors in the singing of the alma mater. Please stand as able and join us. We ask that you remain standing in your place until the recessional passes. Then be our guest back at Old Main for a community reception.
How you doing, man? Pretty good, about you?